Hello everybody, welcome to this video. I can't wait to get going. What have we got for you today? Well, we're recording this live, so this is unedited, but it's coming to you from our studios in Stroud. Today we are going to be doing some painting on this rotating platform behind me. Now, if you've never seen one of these before, you're in for a treat. I can't wait to get started. I'm going to walk you through everything we're going to do, including all the techniques, all the paints, but first we're going to have a quick look at all the cameras and the brilliant angles you're about to see on this video. Corner cam we know is working, thank you very much indeed. Okay, let's see if I can crouch down here so you can see me without garrotting me as I do it. So there we go. Adri's going to lift that up a bit, there we go. That's our slidey hand tilt and zoom cam, so we know that's working fantastic. Let me go back over here because we introduce overhead. So I'm going to stand here. You can see how perilous this is with this spinning round. Okay, so we've got overhead cam working. And finally, I think, well, I'll just stay here, shall I? There we go. And roam cam is working. Now let's stay where we are on roam cam. Because guys, I want to show you exactly what's going on with roam cam. And it's called roam cam for a reason. And this is because we can do this with it. We can go anywhere we want. So this is the rotating spin table, and it's an item that Adrian and I have built. A very clever piece of technology, and it's got some complicated electronics underneath in case the technical amongst you want to see how that all works. And today we've got a 170 centimetre square piece of flat blank canvas on which we're going to do some painting. Okay, while we're on roam cam, let me just introduce you to, as I stop this spinning, that's the controller. Okay, so that's gone. Let's just stop that spinning so I don't hurt myself. Let's introduce you to the paints and talk you through what's going to happen on the canvas. So we've got a black and a chocolatey maroon colour. Really difficult one to describe that. Look, I'll show you. I'll dip my finger in. There we go. It's kind of a very warm, I call it chocolate. It is like a kind of darker chocolate colour. Those two are going to form the base layer. They look amazing. And then you can see we've got Piaggio green, we've got the Queen's gold, telemagenta, we've got some metallic purple, we've got a stock royal purple, a cream, and we've got a brilliant white. And then, depending on how we get on, we might put a little accent of lime over the top. A real classic colour combination, so we're really looking forward to getting going. This is my platform. Let me just quickly explain what's going on. I am about to climb up onto there. Yes, you heard me correctly. And I'm going to be suspended above the rotating canvas. Yeah, I promise you, I don't know if you can see this anywhere else at all on the internet, but we're doing it. So that's where I'm going to climb up to next. I've pretty much got all the tools I need, but I'm going to talk and walk you through all of that as the video goes on. So there we go. If we're all ready then, folks, I'm going to climb under there. Oh, let's get painting. Okay, here we go. I'll try not to hit my head. There I am, suspended 4 feet in the air. Right then, guys, I'd also like to say a quick hello to my colleague out in control, who's doing all the monitoring of what's going on, using all the camera angles for your viewing pleasure. That's my colleague Adrian, who may very well come onto the microphone and say hello.
Hello there, how are we all doing? Hopefully, doing well.
Okay, we're going to start with a very gentle spin here. Now, let me just get that set to a fairly slow speed. What we're going to be doing here is something different to perhaps any of the other spin painting videos you may have seen online. And in actual fact, what I want to do is just simply use the rotating turning force to map out where the paint's going. So rather than have everything fly off and create a huge mess everywhere, which I did on Wednesday, by the way. You can go and check out some of our live streams, because this is what our live streams are like. We do them every Wednesday, folks. We'll pop a link to the playlist down below, and you can go and check out the next one. So however close you are to a Wednesday when you're watching this, make sure you do catch us on the next one, because the live streams are awesome, and you can see me doing this absolutely 100% live unscripted, unedited, and you can join in the fun. Okay, so we are going to go with a dark coloured base, and this is where the black and that chocolatey maroon dark chocolate colour is going to come into effect. So I'm just going to do one thing now. I'm going to get the first paint on. Okay, and I'm just practicing my loops. So I just want to try and get a small, just a ring of black on, because it's always a good chance just to practice how to get perfect circles. So I'm just going to use this as my reference point. Actually, let me come around this way. All right, so we're going to cover this up, but it just gives me an opportunity. It's always good to have a practice. All right, so let's see if I can just get myself roughly there. Right, okay, here we go. But apart from the wobbly bit, that's pretty good. Okay. Right. So it's just like anything in life, isn't it? The better you are at something is usually the result of practice. So whenever I've got a flat canvas out there, I always like to try and have a go with my circles. That's pretty good, so the tool works nicely. Right, okay folks, time to get some paint on. So we're going to go with some concentric rings of black, and I'm going to try and replicate this, but just with a higher volume of paint. So let's start out with that. And then we'll go for a slightly larger one out here. Right, so my microphone to AD has stopped working. Oh, he's back again. Ah, he's back again. Great, excellent. Right, so let's go into the center. I'm going to not worry too much about how accurate my lines are at the moment. But let's just get the volume of paint on, because I'm going to start moving this around very shortly. Really nice and thick, these paints. If you've not seen one of these broadcasts before, then let me answer a couple of basic questions for you. Why do I wear a mask? That's because the paints are very toxic in their raw state. They're enamel paints. We have them specially made for us here. But on contact with air, as they're an air curing material, they release two quite violent chemicals, neither of which are very good for you. So in order to protect my health and safety, I have to wear a mask. This is quite an expensive piece of equipment, and made by a very, very popular PPE equipment supplier that we don't get any help from, but it is expensive. And this just helps keep me safe. So it's providing clean air to my face. So that's why you have to go to these lengths to wear a mask and to put the microphone in so that you can hear it. And of course, don't forget, I've got an extractor running as well. So that's right in the corner. Oh, I've just hit my head again. In fact, if you don't mind doing roam cam for a second for me, bud. So hopefully somewhere over there, you can see a square hole in the fabric of the pod, and that is where the extractor is taking out all the horrible, nasty, toxic vapors. Okay, that was that really. Okay, let's get back to the painting. So, first thing I want to do is just move this around a little bit. So, I am going to try and lay flat. Here we go. Can I do that? Oh no, it's took a leg under. There we go. I knew my Pilates would work someday. Right, here we go. So, hopefully you've got a good shot of that. Let's start. There we go. Let's start moving this around. So that in itself is a really nice process, just moving the black around. I'm going to try and keep some lines going here, because we are going to be introducing some other colours. And like I said at the very start, I'm just using the rotational force to allow me to get some accuracy into the circles. That's all. This is not about flinging paint off in all directions at the moment. Now, although I have a plan in my head as to how this is going to look, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the way we're going to go with things. So we could all be open to change as the video goes on. So let me anchor my arm again. I'm going to try that. Let's see how we get on with this line here. And that's already closed up, look, because I slightly moved my arm. Got to be so accurate with this. Yeah, okay, so we'll just close that up then, that's fine. Now hopefully, really don't know if AD can get in on that. You can see a buildup of paint on this scraper. It's probably too dark to see. We'll do that with a lighter colour, don't worry. One of my favourite tools is this, and these are grout spreaders. Yeah, which are pretty awesome. You get these from most DIY stores. Okay, so we can probably already see around the outside, where I've put the chocolatey colour. Do you see that? Now it's starting to force itself out, even on a really slow rotate, which is what this is. These little drips going outwards, actually even at this speed, is the force, centrifugal force pushing the paint outwards. Now because I don't want to get too many drips on the floor, that's for another time, another day. Okay, so I'm going to manoeuvre this around a little bit. Let's just get this spread out. Not too worried at the moment about my corners. We'll soon sort those out as things progress. But we love doing these videos because it actually shows you the real world process in real time about how we're creating the abstracts here at Swarrows HQ. I love sharing this with everybody, which is another reason why we do our live broadcasts every Wednesday. I think we've got around about 130 of them now. So do the maths, we've been doing them for quite a while. There's always something new going on. Always a very exciting time of the week for us. So let's see now if we can join all those white bits together. So I'm a little bit light on paint there, that's absolutely fine. So let me just take that off there. Well, I quite like that actually. But this is the really interesting thing about using centrifugal force. Of course, it's always trying to push itself out of the canvas, away from the centre. So what may look a really simple and easy thing to do, actually all the time, what I'm trying to do is compute and calculate in my head things like coverage, paint volumes, what's happening to the paint with every spin, because of course, as I spin and as I rotate, everything is changing constantly. The paint is moving, always. So I have to be very, very mindful of where I'm taking it, where I'm dragging it, where I'm moving it to, and consequently, as more paint goes on, I've got to be very, very aware of the effects of the paints over the top. Because as I'm sure you may have worked out by now, there we go, covered it, beautiful. Anything that goes on top of here now is going to have a reaction to what lies underneath. So I'm just moving in some concentric circles now. Just moving the paint. There are some high spots. And I'm not sure if you're going to see that, but it is almost like making a record, albeit with one track on it. So let's just even that out. I'm going to slowly work my way into the corner. Sorry, into the centre. Okay, let's move the angle out now because I'm going to try and scoop the paint up. Let's see if I can up angle this now. Scoop the paint up. My back is quite hurting now, so I might have to stop. And then we're going to start and introduce some of those amazing colours that you've just seen. So this is me now trying to scoop. That's going pretty well. All this into the centre, which is quite important at the moment. Right, I'm going to have to... That's it. Sorry, my back was hurting then. Well, let's just change arms. So I'll just get myself comfortable, shall I? Now, the reason, of course, why... okay, let's do it that way. Why I'm moving it into the centre, hopefully you've figured out by now, of course, the more that the paint stays on the outside, the more it's going to be forced off the edge and onto the floor. So during the life of this painting being created, what's quite important to me is that we get a fair volume of paint into the centre, because this is, of course, going to start moving outwards as the creation of the painting progresses. So whilst there is a volume of paint on here, I'm very, very happy to have that in the middle, because at least it's going to stay on the painting. If it does find its way to the outside, it doesn't really matter, because that's going to look quite nice. Brilliant. So very simply then, folks, I've gone quite giddy now, actually. Reorientate myself. So all we've done with the flat rotating surface is use one tool and two paints, and already we've got something that's completely full of textures. I mean, if we stopped it there and stretched it around a frame, that would look pretty awesome. In fact, I'll show you currently what we've got. You can probably see that on the overhead, but I'm going to ask Adi to shift onto Roam Cam, and I'll show you what some of those textures are already starting to look like. Let's see if I can hold that over there. Hopefully you can see there, sort of, certainly around the center, that circle, that concentric sort of snail shell kind of thing is already starting to move outwards, which I really like. Hopefully you can start to see a little bit of the texture where the paint is thicker in some areas and thinner in others. So deliberately on this background layer, we've gone heavy in the center, light on the edges. Okay, because gradually all this paint's going to work its way out. So I think to start with, that's pretty good. I'm liking that. We just have kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's this outer edge here just blooming. So I'm just going to straighten that out just a little bit because there is quite a volume of paint. So I'm just going to bring that line out, and then we're going to be ready to start putting the colours on. Great. Right. Okay. Like I said to you folks, this is unedited. This is exactly how it goes, because I think it's important that you can see the whole experience rather than some polished edit. You know, we're real people here, Adi and I. This is what we do for a living. You know, we create and sell art through the website. Everything we do on YouTube is really because we just want to share everything with the world. You know, we don't have to do it, but we choose to do it. We're very excited. We're very driven people. We love what we do, and we really just want to share that. And that's why all this exists. There's a lot of things we do here that you won't see anywhere else. So it is all unique, and we're very, very proud of that. And I would think this is going to, if you're lucky enough to watch on a widescreen TV, I'd imagine this looks probably pretty awesome by now. Okay, right, that's good. So I'm just going to slow that down just a moment. And I'm just going to let that settle down for a second. Let me come off my platform. I need to change my gloves. I've got my bin over here, thankfully. And right, you can see me now underneath, can't you? Here we go. Look, on my hands and knees. Oh yeah, people, the struggle is real. Here we go, coming through. Great. So, guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, then please do give us a thumbs up. That would be awesome. It tells the Google algorithms on YouTube, and it says that you're enjoying this. And you never know, it might just recommend some more cool things for you. It'll certainly mean that we pop up in your timeline a little bit more. It also means you're never going to miss anything. Talking of missing things, you don't want to do that. Of course you don't. So if you haven't already, please do give us a subscribe. Click on that big red button and click on your bell icon. And then when we pop up and do this live, that means you're never going to miss anything. Of course, the other thing that we have is our Patreon account. We've got lots of patrons probably joining us and watching it as we broadcast this right now. So you can go click on the link down in the description and have a look at what we offer on our Patreon page. It's incredible, guys, seriously. And I do have to mention this. If you want to know how you can qualify for an original Suarez painting, there's only 102 of them and they're going really quickly. Click on the Patreon link and find out exactly how, because within a very short period of time you could be receiving one of those for supporting us here on the channel. There we go. Right, thanks very much for that. I'm going to go and get some new gloves on. Shall we get some colours on? I think we should. Right, I'm on my knees again. Here we go. That's it. I'm clear. Woohoo! Right. So another question we get asked is why I have to put so many pairs of gloves on during a broadcast. Well, we've already touched on the subject that the paints are very toxic, and one of the byproducts of that is that they eat through everything. The plastic cups that I'm using took us a little while to research, but we found plastic tumblers actually are biodegradable, that do hold the paint without being affected too much. However, we've never managed to find gloves that last more than about 5 or 6 minutes. Hence why I'm always having to change gloves all the time. Okay, fantastic. Well, let's start this back up again. That's good. Any second now, Ed, you can start it. There we go. Now, just going to slow the rotation down a little bit. I'm not yet too worried about the corners. I am going to leave that for now because I have a plan for the corners. Okay, I won't bore you with it because that'll probably be something that we finish off. I'll tell you now, all I'm going to do is just scoop up some of that and drop it into the corners. I've got some already in the jar, in the tub, so I'm going to sort that out. But I'm not going to worry about it too much yet. This is all about getting this ring around the centre. That's what I want to achieve. That's the money shot. That's the fun bit. And now we're about ready to start getting some colours on. Okay, I am feeling like we should have some pink and some gold. So these are the two colours we're going to start with. Now I want to be as accurate as I can with this. So I'm going to get Adie's brilliant accuracy tool. And we're going to go with some, let's start with the pink. And I think, yes, that's good. I think with pink, I'm going to start it maybe there. That would seem good. Right, so let's see, shall we? About there. Let's see if I can get how accurate I can get. Oh, a bit spilt. Oh, I've got a slit in the cup. That's me talking about how awesome the cups are. I've got one with a slit in it. Okay, not to worry. So that's where I'm going then, obviously. Right, okay, here we go. Okay, overspill is not a problem. So that's the pink done. So let's pop that there. Let's go on with the gold and let's inset the gold a little bit. And then we're going to try that again, okay? So these colours here, not too fussed about where they go, as long as we get a reasonably accurate ring. Yep. Oh, ow, just hit my head again. I'll stop doing that. Why do I keep hitting my head? Right, like that. That's really good. Now, because these are slightly thicker, they're going to hold their shape a little bit more. Now I'm going to venture onto this thicker layer here. So this is still where it's built up quite a bit. And we're going to get another gold in there. Let's get another gold. So far, so good. The rings are looking pretty accurate. And this is all just about maintaining an even pour and trying not to move until I hit it at the other side. Okay, so far so good. Excellent. Right, so we're going to come out a little bit. Now I am going to run out of this. Am I? No, sorry, I was thinking about something. No, you're all right, it's fine. I've just figured out. Right, okay, so next we are going to go for a purple, and this one is like a royal purple, Adie's favourite colour. Right, so let's see how here we go. Nice. Then we're going to go in a bit. And I'd like to lay one of those down here. So we're going to do the same again. Next to the gold. Two really strong colours together. I love those. Trying not to breathe. Got it. Whew. Okay. That's enough purple at the moment. That's fine. Now, can you see, of course, with what we did underneath with the grout spreader, we're now starting to get all of it starting to mix with itself, which is really cool. So, okay, let's go for another one. And we're going to go for one here. So we're going to introduce just white for now. And this white is a semi-gloss white, which means it's not as glossy as the rest. So when this dries, this is going to give a really nice textured effect. Sorry, where the light hits it, I mean. So you're going to see differences in the way that the light reacts with it, which is really, really super cool. Oh, did I say that was a white? Sorry, it was a cream. My apologies. Right, now we're going to go with the white, and I'm going to pop a white here. So we're going to do the same again here. Just a very thin line. Let's see how thin I can get this. Now the paint underneath isn't that thick. So I'm hoping this will maintain its shape pretty well. That's not bad. That's not bad. Like I say, the drops don't matter too much at the moment. And then our other gorgeous colour. And we're going to do two lines of this. Let's start and jazz this up in the centre now, because I want to leave the green just for a moment. And we're going to see now if I can get the metallic purple to sit somewhere in the middle. Let's have a look at that.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Ah, okay. So far, so good. So we can see now with the colours I've put on so far, apart from the pink, which is a little heavy because I had a split in the cup, that's looking pretty nice. So what I want to do now, we're still okay on the pink since my volume has now gone beyond the split. Let's make sure I get that pointing upwards. So let's rebuild the pink into the centre. So let's build this centre up into something pretty awesome. So we're going to do the same here. Whoop. Right, as if you can see on the end of the brush there, actually caught the end of the paint, so I'm just going to whiz that up just a little bit. Okay. Let's just push that back up through the pipe a little bit. Ah, there we go. Happy days. Right, so that shouldn't foul on, because we haven't used this little tool before. Okay, great. So, this is where it really now starts to get quite interesting. We're going to reintroduce the cream. I'm going to start and build up what's going on in the centre now. Now, so far, I'll show you some of the really cool things that's actually happening now. Now, I've introduced a couple of colours together, because something right before your eyes is happening really, really, really awesome. But for now, let's just get the cream on. And I do want a fair volume of this, and I'll tell you why in a second, in case you think he's gone mad. Okay, and it's because I want to introduce colours into that. And I want to make the move because this is the center. So now what I'm going to do is just go very light on the purple. We're going to keep the pole in the same position. We're going to bring the gold back out. And I'm just going to move that slightly in. And we're going to go on the inside now of the cream. Because the gold is doing some pretty incredible things. 2 colours still to go on, guys, but I want to leave those just for a moment. Okay, so let me pull that away. Let's just have a quick look at where we are. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back off and I'm going to stop this for a moment because I want to show you some cool things. This is what happens when you start to do this with paint. And I think if I come the other side, there we are on the all cameras. I'm going to bring one camera while you're looking on the all camera shot. You'll see me now crawling underneath. Here we go. Here we go again. Life and limb I'm risking. Okay, no, there we go. Right, so let's see if I can pull this out. Now, we kind of met the purple with the gold. The gold went on first, and then we met the purple to it. And now look, we're getting this kind of tension on the edge, a bit like a shoreline, you know, where the sea crashes onto the shore. So we're getting that kind of beautiful effect going on around there, where they're meeting each other. And then, because we were slightly heavy, remember we went heavier in the centre. So now this paint is starting to move this way and starting to fill some of these gaps, and eventually all this is going to move together and look really cool. Now, of course, the temptation at the moment, if you stand back as we are at the moment, would be, oh, let's just spin this crazily or do some mad things through the centre. But actually, that's not what this is about. What I want to do is actually control the flow, control what the paint is doing up to a point. You can already see, can't you, even just with a very slow rotation as we walk around here. The paint is following its natural line of least resistance. So we've almost got these little peaks, these little waves, these little roller coasters going on. And this is where I undulated with the grout spreader, because you can see these striations here of, you can see the weave of the canvas, and then you can see paint, weave, paint, weave, paint. So that's with me angling and using the pressure of my hand to control where the paint goes. And of course, what do we get? We get these beautiful effects going all the way around the outside. Just subtle little things, but you can change all that up just with a slight movement of the wrist. Okay, so far so good. Right, we're going to pop room cam back in its position so we can still see what's going on. Hopefully that's all right. Gloves are still holding up, which is great. But I am going to change those, folks. So while you have a little look at that and your eyes settle down, I'm just going to take a small little sip of water because my throat's a little bit dry. Now, I don't know about you, but as I look at that, has anybody else got that strange effect where it feels like it's still moving? Is that what you see? Do let me know in the comments if that's what you think. Yeah. It's a very, very weird thing, isn't it? I know it is. All right, okay. So, we're going to start that rotation up again. And we'll climb back on. So I'm changing gloves again. We'll wait for it to click in. There we go. Nice soft rotate. That's probably a little too quick, so let's just bring it down at 5. It's very, very small amount. It's great having this rotary dial on the controller because you can be very accurate with the amount of rotation that you've got, specifically with what we've built here, which is awesome. Okay, right, so before we hit this with anything else, of which we've got these two colours here, so as you're getting a really good view of that now, this is the decision I got to make. Do I now leave that to organically find its own shapes, or do I grab my spreader or another tool, which I'm looking at, and do something crazy with it? So let me introduce you to the next two things on the agenda. Okay, so I'll be back. So right, so here we go. These are two new tools. Now you can find, I'll explain these pretty much anywhere. In any hobbyist or DIY store, from a B&Q in Britain to a Home Depot or somewhere like that over in the US or wherever you're watching this. This is actually a drywall filler spreader, plastering trowel, which is really good. It's actually called a taping knife over here. So we might be using that now to really kind of just flatten and smooth and spread everything out into some really nice lines. My other option is to use this. Now this is actually a piece of laminate flooring, and AD has cut some teeth into it, which is very, very interesting. We painted a little while ago with this, and I'll pop a link to that down in the description. It's well worth a watch, and it is essentially a giant cone. Not something I know too much about because I don't have any hair, but it's like the teeth of a comb. So I'm now, while we're chatting, doing this unedited and live, as to whether to use this and a combination of that tool as well. So now this is the decision I face before we finish off with those two amazing greens. So let me chat to my colleague who gets a much better view looking overhead than I do, even though I've got a pretty good view now. Do you have a preference, buddy, from where you're at, which you think you've seen both techniques? Yeah, are you on? Yeah, you come on. Yeah, so AD's we're gonna have a chat now. So you'll see. This is very often what we do, is we have a chat about what's going on. Yeah. So
tricky. You could go either way, couldn't you?
Yeah. So what because of the volume of paint, this is obviously going, which is fine. So something's got to happen. If I went with the comb, I don't want to do too much combing because otherwise it's going to go into it's going to mix too much. Having said that, that would certainly flatten things out. Let's just slow it down a little bit.
I'll ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Is the paint too loose for the flat scraper? What do you think?
Yeah, it might be, but yeah, see, the thing is, what I don't want to have to do is then pull it towards the edges because of the volume build-up, because then I'm just going to get a spiral, and I want to try and preserve the lines before they disappear too much.
It's your geode-like at the moment.
It is geode-like, isn't it? Yeah. Well, stay on the microphone, buddy. And then we'll do this together. This is it, guys. We want to show you a real life about how this is done. So I say there's no bells and whistles here. There's no fluff and apple pie. This is real life. This is often the conversations that we both have together as paintings are being done. So I think I'm going to go with the flat one, just simply because of the volume.
Here's something for you.
Yeah, go on.
Why don't you try the outer ring just with the flat scrape and see what happens?
Yeah, that's a good idea. You're still on
If
mic,
you're
aren't
not
you?
happy with it,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Okay.
Still on mic.
Okay. So
I'm still on.
You're
live.
still. Your mic's hot.
I'm on Vox.
It's on Vox. Right. Well, I think that's a good call, mate. So I think what we're going to do, I'll go up to the white line, and then I'll work my way in and see what happens. So here we go, then, guys. Have you got that in shot there, buddy? Because I'm going to go on this leading edge here. Look. So you tell me when you've got the shot.
A bit of a zoom. Okay, a little bit more. Let it just focus. Camera focused. Okay.
Good to go.
Good to go.
Right, flat. Here we go. It's slowing the table down. That's interesting. Now, because this is put on first, of course, it's started its curing process ahead of the other paints. So another reason why I have to start this first. Might have to speed the table up.
Yeah. Just watch your angle a little bit, because if you change your angle, you change the thickness of the
Yes.
band.
So let's see if I can keep the angle. I'm going to have to speed that up. Okay, that's fine. Now we're in perilous territory, because, of course, what's going to happen to the rest of it is going to start moving. So now we're in the tricky phase, folks. We are really in the tricky phase. So let's just try that again. I've got a limited amount of time with this. Let's see if I can just maintain an angle. Right, I know I've hit the pink, but that's okay. I am not going to move. Right, let's just stop there. Okay, I do know what I need. I'm going to have a small drop of thinners on that, just to thin it out a little bit. So this is where it hots up now, guys. This is where you need to move quickly. I need to give that a little spray, because I just need that to move a little bit more. If this works, we'll do it across the whole thing. It isn't going to be such a problem where the gold and the purple is a little bit further on, because there's a lot more volume of paint. So I think this is the tricky bit. If we can get this right, and I'm going to go up to the pink now and include the pink. So let's get inclusive. You still okay on camera, on the shot? Okay, so... Okay. Right, okay, so we'll stop there. Right, I'm not going to use that again. That's fine, we've got an outer ring, that's nice. So I think now, in the interests of pushing back a few boundaries, scientific discovery says ADS, we'll go with the cone. So, if you're ready with this should help us maintain the ring densities, and then we'll go with the cone and we'll see what happens. So you tell me when you're ready, buddy, and we'll go for it. Life on the cutting edge here, folks. Here we go. Here we go. You tell me when you're ready, mate. I'll get my angle right. Here we go. Here we go. In for a penny. Right, taking pressure off my side, and then putting pressure on the pink on the inside, and then gently lifting. Okay, yeah, right. That's more like it. That's more like it. So let's just keep that speed down because it's too fast. Right. Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. Need to figure out that center. I think I might use the smaller cone, but I'm not sure. Because all this is going to change when we put the lines of the green on, because that's obviously what we're waiting for. But we have to set everything up with this first before we get into that point. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try. I need the center point, don't I? That, right, you can see on the overhead, buddy. Can you? Yeah.
So just a quick suggestion there, Ed. That would be put the whole thing straight into the center and hold it dead flat. Let it twist.
Right.
What about that?
Great idea, mate. There you go.
Give it a go.
Right, are we ready? Have you got the shot? Does that look about center? Right, let's do or die, mate. There. How's about that? Lovely. Okay. Right. Yeah, right, that wasn't stressful. Okay, right, goodo. I tell you, there is one thing though that isn't quite right, and you could probably all see it, and that's this here. All right, so I can see that. So the white's fine. So I need to redistribute this out. So I am going to do the smaller cone. I think that now is the right time to do it. Just see if I can spread that out, and then we're going to go in with the two greens to finish this off. Here we go. Right, okay. So, do you agree with that, buddy? And we'll see what effect now the small afro cone gives us. Come on. Oh, no. Whoa, it's too fast. Easy, tiger. Oh, is that not? That's not actually moving. Right, okay. So let's see if we can hit this. Back we go again. Well, I'm pretty said. Right, okay. Yeah, because that'll be nice, because it should then just nicely nestle into this purple line. So when it comes back round again. Right, here we go. Let's see if we can spread that out a bit. Okay, it's not too bad. Do I need to come in? Because it is quite, I'm just thinking this through. Yeah, maybe let's go one further in. Yeah, up to this point here, I'm thinking, but you know, that ring there, yeah. Beautiful. Right, much better. And actually what this has done, let's just stop that. It's given us a platform now for the last colours, hasn't it? Because already I can feel, I'm only really looking at a small accent of both of these. So instantly I think, you know, here is a candidate for one, and maybe this black line is a candidate for the other, and then we're going to create these almost like stepping in illusions. I might also do one right the way around the outside as well. So let's see how we get on. So yes, we're not far off now, guys. This is really good. I'm really liking this. So again, I'm going to means test out if Adi will come onto the microphone for just a second. I'm thinking, hello. I'm thinking then, dude, we'll go with the lime on the outer and the scooter green on the inner. Do you agree?
Yes.
I think so. Right. So I need to get my magic tool out again.
And then, actually on the inner, you think?
Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe sort of about there.
Yeah, from my overhead point of view, it's quite dark where you go from the magenta to the purple and the black in between. So
so we're kind of looking like that, yeah, because we can maintain that white streak. The magenta's looking quite nice, but around it is a little bit dark. So we'll get the accent over there. Okay,
Steady hand though.
here we go.
Steady hand.
My entire room is spinning right now. I'd imagine everybody's room is spinning right now. Right, okay, let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we can get this. Right, let's leave that there. Yeah, AJ just said about using a shot glass isn't just what I was just thinking actually. So what we do with these shot glasses, he says, as he tries not to get hit by that again. Let's get out of the way. They're just a smaller vessel. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Well, you may or may not know. One of those, disposable one. So let's get that out. We'll put some paint in it. Here we go. Oh, here we go. And we'll get that on next. We'll get that on next. Okay. Right, so Piaggio we're doing, aren't we? Let's get that moved into one of those. Doesn't need a lot, it's just an accent, so let's go half full. Now I can't take it off, but I can always put it on. Right then, buddy. Choose your camera. Right, here we go. Here goes nothing. Ah. Oh. The brush caught again. That's all right. Let's not worry. Let's not worry. So, while we're on that subject, let us go for the green over here. Okay, so we're just going to move out a little bit and see if we can hit this line here. Right, here we go. Okay, whew. That's better. That's better. So then it just comes down to one round the outside here. And do you know what? I think I might just do an amalgam of the two. So let's mix. This is where it gets to be fun. It's going to be a bit like a candy cane, this. So we're going to have a little drop of green. Actually, I'm going to put a little drop of white in. We're almost layering it. Add a little drop of Piaggio green. And that's it. So this is my little cocktail around the edge here. Right, here we go. You okay with the shot there, buddy? So I think somewhere just outside there will do just fine. Here we go. Okay, that's got to call that. Right, so stop. Now, my eyes in the sky. So do I now need to add that anywhere else, or are we all, I think we're all okay, aren't we? I know the center is moving a little bit. So, yeah, I think we probably need to just finish off by turning our attention to the center a little bit. Okay, because it's obviously flowing a little bit. That's fine. So let's just get that spin. Got to be very careful now we don't mess up anything else that we're doing. So just be careful. I'm just going to tidy this up. So here we go. I'm really stretching out now. Let's see if we can scoop that up a little bit. You okay on the shot, buddy? Right. Okay. That's that bit done. I've still got a bit on the outside, and just over there. So I think what I'm going to do is comb that, and we'll see if we can bring that in just a little bit. So a little bit of a rotate. And let's just get that finished off, because other than that, this is looking pretty spectacular. Colours are all really, they're holding, which is really nice, but we've still got plenty of drama and intrigue going on. Love all the striations here from the comb. So I'm now going to drag the comb into the centre, into a little mound and a little loop. Just get that a bit faster. There we go. Okay. Whew. I hope you've been enjoying riding this roller coaster with us today. I am. No, a bit faster still. Come on, come on. We could do this. We've come this far. Right. You got the shot, mate? Yeah. There we go. Right. I want that. That's what I'm going to dig in. Okay. Almost. No, don't stop. Too much. It's very subtle, this is. So it slightly comes off at an angle here, so let's just tidy that up. Not going to be oh so still. Oh, that's better. Right. Got it. Okay, right, so just before we finish off there, let's just make sure that that is all pretty reasonable, which I think it is. That's all looking nice. So what I need to do, I'll get that on a very slight rotate, because this will probably be rotating now for, well, we programmed the timer for about 4 or 5 hours, just so things just don't start falling back into themselves. So just while AD focuses on the camera, we're just going to make that very gentle there, just so things just don't fall apart. I'll come over to corner cam, see if you can focus on me, buddy. There I go. So let's have a look at ground level. Yeah, looking really nice there. Beautiful array of colours. The gold is really starting to pop now. Love the way it's going into itself. In fact, tell you what, buddy, let's go on to Roam Cam for us. Oh, okay, yeah. There we go. Let's see if you can focus. We were having a problem with the camera focusing. If I stand here. Oh, is it doing it? Yeah. Oh, for any creatives out there, if you're hypnotized, you could do anything you put your mind to. See? Like this. Do you want to have a look on Roam Cam at the close-ups? Of course you do. Let's go and have a look. Right, here we go. Look at all these beautiful textures. These up and down points. Hopefully you can get a little bit of that as the light bounces from it. And in some places you've got it going back into the center. In other places you've got it coming out. And then look out here where we use the flat drywall spreader. You've got all these flat, sort of regular angled striations going on. Then you've got upright ones. Then you've got that gorgeous, almost dissolving lime green. Look at what's happened to the candy around the edge. That was a triple layer stack of paint that we did, and you can see these incredible lines and textures just forming here where the paint was mixed together. I absolutely love it. Then we went into the center, didn't we? And we used the small comb, the Afro comb. That's looking pretty sensational. Some real fine textures coming in there. Everything's blooming like a garden full of flowers, but it's an abstract formation. I absolutely love it. That looks pretty superb. And of course, can't wait to show you the photos of that when it is all dried and finished. That's going to keep on spinning for a little while. I'm going to tidy the edges up. You don't really want to be part of that because that's just boring. So let's pop Roam Cam on there. I think you'll agree that, oh, I've accidentally hit it. It's come out pretty well. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, some of my favorite colors. Yeah, I think that's going to look stunning when that's put around a frame. Marvelous. Fantastic. Well, guys, have you enjoyed that? Please do let us know in the comments if you have. We'd always like to hear from you, and we do promise that we will reply and respond to as many of those as possible. If you've enjoyed this is a flavour of what we do on the live streams every Wednesday. Again, there'll be some links down in the description. Go click on them. We would very much look forward to seeing you on the next one. Please do get involved in the chat. Remember to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And can we thank you on behalf of Adi and myself with our own thumbs up for you for watching us here today on this video as we've created from start to finish one awesome piece of abstract art. We look forward to seeing you on the next video, folks. Take care. We'll see you soon.